Mr. Speaker, worthy members of the opposition, my esteemed partners, and members of the Parliament, thank you for being here today. Today, the House will be bringing the forward resolution that we believe the book is better than the movie. We will be defining the House as all people who enjoy reading literature. We would be defining books as written or printed works that use text to convey a story, and we will be defining the movie as an audiovisual work that combines moving images, sound, and storytelling techniques to create a form of entertainment on the screen. In order for the opposition to win this case, they must prove that the movie is better than the book. Throughout both case points, I'll be using Harry Potter and its entire series in both the movies and the books as an example to prove my case. For our first case point, I'll be within the movies and the book. It is clear that a lot of the important content that was expressed in the book tends to be omitted in the movie. For example, in the books, Peter Pettigrew's death tends to be a reminder of how selfish and untrustworthy he is as a comrade. It when Harry Potter is choking Harry out of his life and ending the series then and there, Harry reminds Peter that Peter owes Harry his life because Harry saved Peter's life. This little piece of information that Harry brings out tends to be a big deal, enough for it to make Peter hesitate in killing Harry. However, that little hesitation eventually ended up in Peter dying in this moment, because the hand that Voldemort gifted to Peter ended up betraying Peter himself and choking him out of his life. This is a great reminder of how Peter, like I mentioned before, is untrustworthy and only serves his interests, where in the first, at the beginning of the entire story, he betrays Harry Potter's parents and Sirius and sides with Voldemort, and later on into the books, he betrays Ron as well by feeding information to Voldemort and luring Harry into a trap. And then in this moment, he acknowledged the fact that he owes his life to Harry because Harry saved him. Although he may not have fully acknowledged it because he was majorly loyal to Voldemort, he was willing to, for that little second, he was willing to push aside his loyalty to Voldemort and agree with Harry in that moment. But that little bit of hesitation ultimately ended up in killing him for his betrayal. The second case point that and then in the movie, it does not show any of that at all. Peter simply gets disarmed, and then he gets immobilized, and he's left in the same cell that Harry was in before he escaped, leading to Voldemort to handle Peter Pettigrew's fate. It does not show us his death. It does not show us what Voldemort chooses to do with Peter. It just shows him being disarmed and immobilized, and after that we don't know his fate. All that important symbolism and storytelling that was used to describe Peter Pettigrew's death in that moment in the book was completely omitted and changed into something completely different inside the movie. My second case point is that complex ideas and thoughts are easier to portray in a book when compared to a movie. In the movie, in The Deathly Hallows, Part 1, Ron ends up leaving Hermione and Harry, the main group of the entire series. Harry and Hermione dearly miss Ron because Harry is best friends with Ron and Hermione has deep feelings for Ron. In order to comfort each other, they choose to dance to a song that's playing on the radio, trying to ease their the grievances in that moment. However, in the books, it goes a little bit more depth into it because Harry and Hermione, instead of just dancing it out and not talking about what they're feeling in that moment, they decide to let their emotions flow out into words and express how deeply hurt they are from Ron's absence. It's so much easier to portray it in words when you can see the thoughts that the two characters are expressing to each other. But when you're just showing the two characters dancing to each other to alleviate their grievances, all of the emotions that were written in the book tends to be omitted. For all these reasons, I highly encourage all of you to vote for the government. Thank you.